So, this happened to me a couple of weeks ago, but I decided to share it now. I am a 19-year-old female college student. I work part-time at a grocery store, and at the time of this event, I was doing the closing shift. It was 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. The first 2 hours were normal and went without any trouble. Around 9 p.m. the store was dead, so my manager told me to close my register and gave me a cart full of returns to put back. I was halfway done with the cart and was on my way to put back some toilet paper. Some quick information about the layout of the store. The registers are all awfully close, and there are 2 entrances at both sides of the registers. The cleaning supplies, pet food, and frozen aisles are located to the far left, where there are no entrances, and you cannot see anything from the registers. It is the perfect place to take your phone and text your friends without getting caught by the managers. Anyway, the toilet paper was at the end of the aisle, and I headed there, but made a quick stop to put some body wash 2 aisles away before the toilet paper. I felt someone walking behind me, so I turned around and saw a tall man walking behind me. He just looked at me while I put the body wash on the shelf. I didn't think anything of it at first because I thought he was just waiting for me to move so he could get something or browse through the body wash. I quickly finished putting them back and headed to the next aisle with my cart. I did not look back, but I could feel him walking behind me. I proceeded to turn to the next aisle, finally, to put back the toilet paper, and after I did, I turned around and he was just there staring at me. I politely asked if he needed any help, and he just shook his head. "No, I was just following you, because you are incredibly beautiful. Do you have a boyfriend?" I was kind of creeped out, and I did not have a boyfriend, but something told me to say yes. So I said, "Thank you, but I do have a boyfriend." He stopped smiling, and then asked me if my relationship was serious, and I said yes. He then just said, "Well, I'll see you around," and he turned and left. I was really freaked out and asked my manager if I could take my break, because I did not want to be doing returns while this guy was still in the store. So 15 minutes passed and I went back out. I looked around and thought the man had left. My manager sent me back to the register because we had a couple of lines. Around 11:30 p.m., I look up and see the man walking towards the registers. I try to hide and usher a woman with 2 full carts to come to my lane, and she does. I look up again and lock eyes with the guy. He proceeds to hurry to my line, and he only had 3 items, so the lady with the 2 carts let him go in front. I greet him since it is part of my job and my manager was around. I asked him for his rewards card, and I scanned his things. His total was around $12. When he opened his wallet, I saw that he had a couple of 20s, 10s, and some 100s. Normally people will give me 20s, and it's the closest to his total, but he pulls out 100 and gives it to me while winking. I give him his change, and he just looks at my name tag and says, "Good night, beautiful." Once I see him leave, I let out a deep breath and kept going on with my job. So, at 12, I turn my till in, say goodnight to my manager, and head out to my car. I am generally a paranoid person, so I lock my doors as soon as I am inside the car. I turn it on and wait for it to warm up since it was rather cold outside. I look at my phone, and out of nowhere I decided to look up, and when I do, I see the same guy jogging towards me. He was halfway through, and I immediately back up and start heading out of the parking lot. He then runs back to his car and starts following me. I stop at the light right as I exit the parking lot, and he gets extremely close to my car. I could not even see his headlights. I then start driving and make a wrong turn to see if he was following me. He proceeds to make the same turns as me, and I am convinced that he is following me. I decide to go back to the main road, and he follows. As soon as I am back on the main road, I think of what to do. I call my mom, and I am on the phone with her almost crying, and then I see red and blue lights behind me. I pull to the side and see a cop car behind me. I roll down the window, and the cop proceeds to tell me that I was driving without lights on. I was in such a rush to get out of the parking lot that I forgot to turn on the lights. He asks for my license and registration, and goes to his car to check them. I see the same guy that was following me drive past and park about 25 meters in front of me. The cop then comes back and gives me my things and just tells me to turn on my lights and be more careful. He then asks if I'm okay, and I tell him that the car in front of me has been following me since I got out of work. He then tells me that he will take the license plate of the car, and told me to speed up a little above the speed limit, and that if the car matches my speed that he will stop him. The cop then gives me his number to call him and let him know when I arrived home. I did what he told me, and the car also followed at the same speed limit, so the cop stops him, and I continue driving home. I get home and quickly get inside my house and put the alarm on. I call the cop and let him know I arrived safely. He then lets me know he gave the man a ticket, and that he will keep tabs on him for a while. I thank him, and I have not seen the guy ever again or received any information from the police.